everyone, my name is Magdalena Northon and I'm here for my final exam projects. So thank you for come to join me. Now today we're going to have a fairy tale adventure. So let's go ready to have a story adventure. Alright, this is a story about a little girl who loved to wear red. In fact, she liked it so much. They call her Little Red. One day, she got a riding hood and her name became Little Red Riding Hood. That's right. So the story is about her and a wolf. Not a scary wolf, but a nice wolf. A hungry wolf. One day, Little Red Riding Hood was in the woods by her house playing with her friends. There was rabbit, and duck, and there was bear. Bear used to say, "I love honey." What did bear say? "I love honey." Good. In fact, bear loved so much that he made his own honey from the bees. But he made too much to eat, so he would give it to his friends. One day, "Oh, Little Red Riding Hood, I've got you some honey. I made it myself. You can take it home to your family." Little Red Riding Hood was so delighted. So she took the honey, and as she was taking it home, she heard a call. "Little Red, Little Red." It sounds like her dad and it sounds important. Little Red Riding Hood ran home, and when she got there, she heard some sad news. Her grandma was poorly. Choo, choo, choo. And her family want Little Red to take a basket full of lovely things to cheer her up. Little Riding Hood looked around. She found a apple, Grandma's favorite. She found a delicious piece of bread. Just the other day, Little Red Riding Hood had drawn a picture of her and her grandma. So that went in too. There was a space for just one more thing. What is that? The honey. Yeah, bear's honey. She could imagine that Grandma would find that this honey would be very yummy. When Little Red Riding Hood through the wood, her family telling her, "Be careful of that wolf, the one with the big eyes and the big ears and great big teeth. And Little Red Riding Hood said she would. As she walked along, she waved to her friends and said goodbye. As she walked past her animal friends, someone was listening as she told them that she was on her way to her grandma's house on the other side of the woods. Wolf was hungry. Wolf loved the sounds, the smell of Little Red Riding Hood basket, and Wolf wants some of that. So he began to run as fast as he could to the other side of the wood where Grandma lived. When Wolf got there, the door was already open. He pushed it open with his paw and stepped inside. There was no sign of Granny, but he could hear the shower running. She must be in bedroom. He carried on looking, trying to find something, anything to eat when through the wood came to the sound of singing. It was Little Red Riding Hood, and she got the house and she pushed open the door and crept inside. Granny! Oh, Grandma! Grandma wasn't there. However, the wolf had leaped into action, scared that Little Red Riding Hood would be scared of him. So he jumped into Grandma's bed and put on her hat to try to disguise himself. Little Red Riding Hood went over to Granny and Granny, what big eyes you have? And she said, all the better to see you with my dear, said Wolf. Granny, what big ears you have. All the better to hear you with my dear, said Wolf. Granny, what big teeth you have? And at that moment, when Little Red Riding Hood thought that the wolf was going to jump up and eat her, he instead jumped out of the bed, jumped onto her lap and began to howl. I'm so hungry, he said in a very sad voice. At that moment, Granny came in from the shower and she began to scream, a wolf, a wolf. And Little Red Riding Hood began to run around the kitchen and Wolf began to wolf, and it was very loud and very crazy until everything stopped. And Little Red Riding Hood put on her thinking face and she realized that although Wolf had big eyes, big ears, and big teeth, Wolf wasn't scary at all and just want some food because he was very hungry. So Little Red Riding Hood asked Wolf and Granny to sit around the table, and they decide to share what was in the basket. They share the apple, and they share the bread. They share bears sticky honey, and they had a lovely afternoon sharing food. And from that day forward, Granny, Little Red Riding Hood, the dog, rabbit, and bear were no longer scared of the wolf. Alright, that's bring us to the end of slightly different Little Red Riding Hood. Maybe that's all for me. Thank you.